Alright, shalom, shalom. Like I say, all praises due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, and Dama others to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to all you brothers teaching the truth, sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe. Alright, it's going to be real quick, but it has something to do with this photo right here, okay? It says United States drops out of the 20th happiest countries in the world. All right. And this place is turning into a third world country, basically, overnight. And when you have different things going on around the world, rumors of wars, okay, the dropping of the petrodollar because of, these countries want out of holding the FRN, okay, the Federal Reserve note, because, everybody's privy to, if you don't do what they say, what they'll do is sanction your moolah, okay? They'll freeze your assets and take your properties and things of that nature. And it was seen when they put Russian oligarchs, okay, in sanctions, all right, seizing property and boats and things of that nature, and bank accounts, which they have been doing everywhere. All right, place of Iran, okay, Afghanistan. I believe it's Afghanistan. One of these countries, I think it's Afghanistan, where they had froze their assets 3 times. Okay, all because they didn't want them to. I'm talking about Afghanistan. I believe it was Afghanistan. They didn't want them to take a look at their so-called nuclear facilities. Okay, and just because of that, they froze their assets. I believe it's Iran, Afghanistan one. But it's all about the sanctions. This is why the petrodollar is up. And because this petrodollar is flat, okay, it's going dead. What's going to happen is you're going to see America go under faster. All right, it's not going to be an overnight thing, but gradually. All right, there'll be less commerce did with this country. All right, and mind you, we don't produce anything in America anymore because everything has been outsourced with that since the time of Bill Clinton. I'll say that. All right, where he outsourced a number of companies that were here in America to be outsourced to India, China, okay, places outside of the U.S. And because of that, we don't produce anything. So our GDP is not on the climb as these other countries' GDP is. Okay. And this is going to be the downward spiral of this place. And you're seeing it. Okay. And I got a video of just the day of the life of an American citizen. All right, I don't know this guy. I seen this video on TikTok, but the sentiments is the same for everybody, basically. Okay, and a woman in America is going to be in dire straits. Okay, So much so that, a box is going to be on sale for noodles, water, facial products, okay, soap, a bar of soap, anything, okay? And cannibalism is going to come back and so on and so forth, right? So America has earned its spot on the list, and, other countries are not going to be as worse off as, Babylon the great whore, all right? This place is going to just go down because this place was privy to all that and more, okay? This is the kingdom of delicacies and dainty things, okay? And luxuries. Every house has electricity in it. Every house has plumbing in it, okay? Food was readily available everywhere, okay? And now this is going to come to a full halt, all right? Let me read the scripture and then I'll play the video. Lucky. It's Ecclesiastes 3. 1. I'll start from 1. It says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heavens. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted. All right? And that, hey, this queendom, like I said, it was rich in abundance, okay? And it had its time underneath the sun, and now it's dying swiftly, okay? So a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to break down, and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, okay? And that group, the Birds, they made that song Turn, 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 okay, off of this scripture right here, okay? And basically what this is saying is the hour has come, all right, for the great destruction of this place. Basically, in a nutshell, that's why I'm reading this, because it's going into a place that was on high, all right, and now it's fallen. And I'm talking about Babylon the Great, not the scripture itself, but it's going through a season, and the season is it's time for this place to fall off. That's why it's on the list of one of the unhappiest place, okay, somewhere in the 20 range, okay? So I'm going to play this video and then bring out a couple of more scriptures, and that'll be it. Because it's going down and people are waking up, all right? They're waking up to see the gruesome horrors of this place, all right?
This motherfucker is designed for motherfuckers to fail. Like, I'm sitting here waiting to get my truck loaded so I can start my fucking day, for the company that barely pays me enough to, keep my life together slightly. And I can't just abruptly leave this motherfucker because where else am I gonna get the money from? Like, I truly believe that I'm talented enough to, make something happen and make something shake in like maybe 6 months to a year from now. However, where is that initial funding going to come from? You know what I'm saying? Food is bad for you. It's highly chemicalized, highly addictive, highly sugarized, highly everything bad for you arrives. And if you look up any health article, it tells you that you can't eat any of the shit that you eat on a daily fucking basis. But 9 times out of 10, that's either all you can afford or that's all that's available. Hospital bills is a fucking scam. Insurance is a fucking scam. Rent is a scam. Mortgages are scams. Just living in general is a fucking scam. The majority of ways to make enough money really fast are very unethical and highly illegal. Yet the people who call it illegal are the ones who do it the fucking most. That's the craziest fucking part. You gotta hope your car doesn't fucking break down, because if it does, a mechanic's gonna hold the shit for months because he or she is backed up forever. And it's like, okay, you got my car. How the fuck am I supposed to get to and from? They tell you to save and invest and all this shit, but it's like you taking that investment as a risk. Now, you can't win life without taking a risk. However, if the shit don't work out, you're fucked. A lot of people stay up late as a bitch knowing they gotta be to work tomorrow early as hell in the morning, only because their job took away the majority of their day, and the only way for them to feel some type of control over their life is to stay up past the point in which they know they need to go to sleep to get a productive day the next day. I can't remember exactly what that phrase is called, but it's a real thing. And then on top of that same subject, most people who do that, they stay up late because they don't want to go to work the next fucking day. This shit is a fucking scam, bro. And after all of this bullshit, you still got to get up and produce something. Whether you man or woman, you still have to get up and produce something. Because if you do nothing, you're pretty much just going to be on the street. And it's like, knowing all that shit, bro, sometimes that shit gets to you, man. Sometimes it gets to you, but I can tell you this. Even though all of this bullshit is a real thing, and yeah, it does get to me too, I refuse to let this shit bring me down. I refuse because I know deep inside my fucking head, and it's more so on the forefront now. It used to be deep, but now it's like right up in here. I know for a fact that one of these days, none of the shit is going to matter, because I'm going to be in such a great position in my life that I'm going to be able to look back and be like, damn, I went through all this bullshit and struggle that the world just threw at me, and I came out on top. That may sound cartoonish, that may sound far-fetched, that may sound all kind of whatever the fuck you can think of. However, that's the only thing that keeps me fucking going. That is the only driving force in my life right now. It's not to be the greatest, it's not to be this, that. It is to get to the top of the fucking mountain through my own efforts and then show people that it's possible. Right? That's the only thing that's keeping me going right now. You gotta.
Well, he hit it slightly on the head, but Negroes like this, they think they're gonna be saved out of this great tribulation by their own hand, which we know in the truth that's not likely. All right, we're gonna rely on the power and the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai to get us out of calamities. Okay, and the onslaught of these famines. All right, out of these depressions. Okay, which is, I'm talking about economic recessions. Okay, because like you said, man, everything is rigged. Everything's a scam here. And we know that Yahweh Shem Yahushai is the ruler of all things. Okay. Our table is set for us already in heaven. All right. Through what? Through prayer and through faith, man. All right. Something that these people don't have. Right. And being that this is going to turn into a third world country more sooner than later, we're to rely on that. Okay. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Like it says in Isaiah, the 33rd chapter, I believe. Okay. Let's get that. Because that's what you have to have first and foremost. All right. You have to have this in your head. That way you can survive it all. What is it, 36, I believe, maybe. No, 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 no. Shalaki, brothers. 33 and 6, I was right. This is Isaiah 33 and 6. And it says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation." Right? The fear of the Lord is his treasure. Right? So in order to survive this onslaught that's coming, and I'm talking about with the financial crisis that's about to occur, all right, time of Jacob's trouble, right, which is everybody's trouble. This is why it's happening. It's because this is the shaking of the Lord's hand. Let's get that over this wicked and sinful kingdom. Okay. And that's what's about to be played out here. Isaiah 19:16 says, "In that day shall Egypt be like unto a woman, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the Lord, of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over it." Okay, so that's what everybody's beginning to feel. Okay, the downfall of this place abruptly. All right, that's what the guy was talking about in the video. Okay, also, things are going to get bad in the summertime. Because this is Isaiah 24:11, right? Here in Boston, there's nothing for the youth to do. Everything causes a grip, all right, to do something. And most of these people can't afford that. So this summer, all right, believe it or not, the juveniles are going to run amok, all right. And you're already starting to see it in some places with the sideshows that's happening in other places, where the youth take to the street and they damage people's vehicles and stuff like that, man, and there's plenty of videos on the internet about it, but that's something that's going to be a realism here, all right, in Babylon the Great. And it's already happening. Like I said, in some places it's shootings that occur, people get ran over, fires have been started on people cars, so on and so forth, man. And it's just going to get worse. See, this Isaiah 24:11, it says, "There is a crying for wine in the streets, all joy is darkened, the mirth of the land is gone." Okay, and that's another thing that's going to fall off rapidly. Okay? And with that happening, what you're going to start to see is a lot more destruction. If people aren't entertained, okay? So, get ready, man. It's going to be a hell of a end of the year. All right? And they coming in with more draconian measures. All right? They're planning on forcing people to eat bug protein unwillingly, especially through the junk food network. All right? That they feed you. You don't know what the fuck they put in those products, man. So eating chips and shit like that, man, should be like the guy said, the food that's readily available to us is poisoned. All right? There's nothing that you can do about it, per se, you know? But this is going to be the new crashed out America, so to speak. All right? This ain't the time to start thinking of how to succeed here. Now it's the time to put your mind to the scriptures and catch the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, so you can be delivered up out of this cesspool, man. Okay? This land is greatly polluted, like the scriptures say, and you don't want no part of it anymore, man. All right? So things are going to have to be let go. And comfortability is one of them, you know. Let me grab this scripture, and that's it. Always keep in mind, you know. So this is Jeremiah 30, and I'll start at 7. All right. This will be it. I'm going to read all the way down. It says Jeremiah 30 and 7. It says, alas, for that day is great. This is what you got to keep in mind. It says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Right? So our people want to be saved out of it. 2/3 of our people are going to perish in it, and the hopeful elect is going to be delivered from it. All right. For it shall come to pass in that day, said the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. Meaning they won't have us in captivity anymore. Okay. And you're not going to have to be in captivity here. It's not going to be anything to do pursuant to Isaiah the 19th chapter. It's not going to be no work for anybody. You know, that's what that universal basic income is all about. You know, AI is going to take over doing the jobs that people do. And once that happens, you know, system's going to be all demolished and damaged. Then you think America got money to just be shelling out to people? Okay. Universal basic income, all right, which they're going to try to push it through the CBDC. What that's going to do is just be a monthly stipend, okay? And for that monthly stipend, they're going to have your freedoms, okay? They're going to be able to tell you what to do, where you can live, what you can eat, how you can travel, okay? So on and so forth, man. It says, but they shall serve the Lord their power, and David their king, who I will rise up onto them. Right? And this is a future prophecy. You know? Because the first part right here, alas, for the day is great, so that none is like it. is even a time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. That's about as far as I needed to read, but I'm going down because I'm showing what we're set up for. Because the guy, he said it's going to be one day that he looks back. All right, and all Israelites, especially the hopeful elect. All right, because he's thinking of in terms of still being in this kingdom, but farther down the road and looking back, and everything's going to reset itself to the right way. He's going to go and put his hand on his head and say, "Whew, I made it through it." But no, it's something bigger coming, man. Okay, and it's called destruction upon Babylon the Great. That's what the rest of these people don't know, and that's the treasure that the Lord has given us. We know the end outcome of this thing, okay? And it won't be pretty, all right? It won't be pretty, and it's not supposed to be pretty. It's supposed to be devastating. It's the end of all things for Babylon the Great, okay? Verse 9 again. But they shall serve the Lord their power, and David their king, whom I will rise up unto them. Future prophecy, okay, in the kingdom of heaven. And this is the mindset that the righteous, the true followers of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah have in their head. All right, and this is what's going to get us through the ordeal, okay, because we have an ending vision. Like Elder Apostle Gabal said, where the people lack vision. All right. How does it go? It's in the scriptures too. I'm find it right now. This is Proverbs 29:18 says, "Where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he." Right. So, like I said, we have a vision. Okay, we know the end outcome. That's the treasures of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai to his hopeful elect. Lord will, we are those men. Okay, we understand the spirit of the scriptures, the way that it was taught, and hold fast to it, and we can grasp it in our spirit and in our lab. Okay. Well, you have taken hold of the treasure of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay. And during the time of calamity, that's why it should be the stability of thy time. Like I read. Okay. Verse 10, "Therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, said the Lord, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity." All right. Talking about what's going to happen. Okay. "And Jacob shall return, and shall be in rest, and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid." And that's where we're going, all right, out of this hellish captivity right here, which is a condition, okay? "For I am with thee, saith the Lord, to save thee, though I make a full end of all nations. Whether I have scattered thee, yet will I not make a full end of thee, but I will correct thee in measure, and will not leave thee altogether unpunished." All right? So we're going to suffer in this time of Jacob's trouble. All right? But, like he said, he's not going to leave us. All right? He said he was going to gather us from all nations. "For thus saith the Lord, thy bruise is incurable, and thy wound is grievous." Right? "There is none to plead thy cause, that thou mayest be bound up. Thou hast no healing medicines." Right? "All thy lovers have forgotten thee. they seek thee not, for I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy, with the chastisement of a cruel one, for the multitude of thine iniquity, because thy sins were increased. And this is going into why we're going to go through the time of Jacob's trouble. All right, because we turned our back. Okay, went a whoring, did all type of abominable things toward the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. All right. It says, why criest thou for thine affliction? Thy sorrow is incurable for the multitude of thine iniquity, because the sins were increased. I have done these things unto thee. Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, right? So our enemies, okay, is going to be devoured because they have swallowed us up. And rightfully so. We couldn't remember ourselves. We couldn't, and this was all prescribed through the hand of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai for their what? For their downfall. All right. This man has been in a trick bag and he don't even know it. Right? Shucking up like some chicken in some in a brown paper bag in flour, getting ready for frying. All right. That's what happened. And all thy adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. So this this is what the vision, this is what this guy is supposed to be looking at. It's not supposed to be his own hand, all right, that's going to deliver him. But it's supposed to be the hand of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai that's going to give us our promise, okay? What was promised to faithful Abraham, okay, from Yahweh himself, okay, for his lineage, which is the nation of Israel, okay, through Jacob, okay, from Isaac, all right. Verse 17, for I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord, because they call thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, whom no man seeketh after, right? And, you know, this is what's to come. We don't have to live in the unhappiest state, which is all confusion. Okay, and when you look up that word confusion, goes back to Babel. Okay, we won't be in Babel anymore. We won't be in confusion anymore. We won't be here anymore. Okay, because the great deliverance is coming, man, when we get beamed up in that chariots and we go to the homeland after the great destruction. Okay, that's going to ensue. How long, we don't know when we come back down, but we know we coming back down to rule over this earth. Okay, the Lord can do wonderful works in that short span of time of us being up there in the chariots and again coming back down. Okay, and we come down to a place that's pure and clean once again. Okay, so we're set in our own mind and waiting for this day, man. And it's going to be a beautiful one. And that's how we should be thinking. Okay, yeah, we should be tired of all this on this side by now, because it ain't shit. It's all a scam, like the man was saying, you know. But I wanted to bring that out, man, because ultimately this is where we heading to, a place where nobody's gonna F with us ever again, man, and we're gonna have total rulership over the whole earth. So with that, I want to say all praises due to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and double honors to the elder apostles and bishops on down, and great millstone. Okay, shalom.